Okay, so we are live on Facebook as well as on YouTube and TikTok. So start posting your questions. Initially, you can post questions anywhere, even on TikTok. But if you guys want us to share screen with you, show you some evidence on the screen, then I would prefer to take questions um, on YouTube. Okay, Shravan, can you help me with the
Thanks
question?
for helping, guys. So Shravan, hello sir, RN recent graduate from Queensland Regional with partner 70 points. Which state is good for PR?
Look, Queensland, although we haven't got numbers for this financial year yet, but Queensland was not very friendly in terms of the quota they had for previous financial year. So if you are in Queensland and if you're targeting with RN at 70 points, if you're targeting say 189 or 190 visa, I would prefer you to look for other alternatives. Okay, what could be other alternative? Tasmania could be one, especially for 190 visa, because in Tasmania, after 6 months of a stay there and full-time job, you can apply for 190 and they can give you 190 as well. If not, then you can also look at regional areas such as South Australia. But be mindful, in South Australia, you have at least 12 months of requirement as per last financial year's rules. But these rules get updated every year, so you have some calculations to do and some decisions to make. But we are here to help. So if you want like in-depth information, and if you want us to address all your questions, I would recommend you to please book appointment. So if you're about to graduate, you would also be required to do subclass 485 visa as well. So we can also guide you for 485 visa, provide you consultation for a PR. So anyone who signs up for 485 visa will automatically get one consultation, which is worth $165 for free, in which I can make a plan for your PR and show you the steps that you're required to take going forward. Okay, is Queensland Regional an option? Queensland Regional can be an option, but at 70 points and lower, you're only looking at a 491. So if you're happy with 491, then probably Queensland Regional could also be an option. Guys, bring all the questions on YouTube or on Facebook. We are taking questions on all the platforms. Okay, we have I think 5 viewers on YouTube.
So you is saying, will state requirements make any change in Western Australia? We never know yet. So yeah.
Yeah, so basically, look, if you look at the states previous year's programs, the states requirement do not change by far. From previous years, if we compare, the states had those new requirements such as ROI and stuff. For example, in South Australia, there was no ROI in 2021-2022 financial year, but 2022 to 2023, 2023 to 2024, there was ROI system. Similarly, there was no ROI system for Queensland, right? But this year they had ROI system. So you may find certain new ways, the way they take state nomination applications and consider your profile for state nomination. You may find changes in those requirements, but as such, when we look at criteria for state nomination, it does not change by far. Okay, so it more or less stays the same. Look at Tasmania, they have the same priority attribute system. Last year they may have the same this financial year as well. But because state-based visas 491 and 190 allow states to address their own skill shortage, and that is why you see more changes in 190 and 491 visa in different states as compared to 189. And because we have not received any allocation from the states yet, and I really doubt what the state what the government is planning, because if you look back in migration strategy which was announced last year, they had a point of overhauling the general skill migration system. And I'm not sure, secretly they're already working on it, and if they do so, we may expect those changes to happen in next roll over in next 6 to 12 months. So The Department of Home Affairs generally does not give out much information
In advance, yeah.
in advance. Look at the PTE, and they changed PTE, and all of a sudden, no one had any clue about
So
PTE.
they always give surprise.
they surprise, and given the current scenario when the government is under pressure, especially when there is a lot of debate about migrants, and the government recently also recognized Palestine as a state as well, which will happen in next few months. So these all socio-economic and these all factors, they affect the immigration and rules and regulations, sometimes positively and sometimes negatively. So I hope there are not many major changes. Can we help Amrit? Amrit, please don't post the same question again and again, because I have seen your question and it is annoying me. You're annoying me too much.
So just post your questions for a once. If we answer that question, then that's fine. So just then give us some moment to
look at
them.
answers.
So student visa ART processing time 2025.
Can someone ask a question on WhatsApp call? No. So no unsolicited calls with us. No WhatsApp. If you want to talk to us, you can call us on this number. But if you need to discuss your case where you require half an hour to 45 minutes from us, then please head to the website and book appointment. Remember, guys, we value your time. We value every single cent that you spend on consultation, and you will find the difference when you book appointment with us. And we, in the same way, we also want you to value our time as well. Okay. We are here to help. We believe in providing professional, honest, and ethical migration advice. This is what our whole purpose is. And we want to continue to do that as long as you guys continue to support us. Okay.
So someone is saying that a user ending with a 6638, I'm a US citizen, my brother PR Australia. How I move there, please? So user ending with 638, what you usually do in work? What is your employment at the moment? So then we can say something about
Blue. Which one was it? Blue. So if you are an American citizen, you don't get any direct visa to Australia. There's no free visa. Australia is not a free visa country, right? So if you're American citizen, you would have to come to Australia, depending on why you want to come to Australia. If you want to come to Australia to settle here, then you may want to come through general skilled migration. Okay, or maybe that could also be employer sponsored visa in the similar category. If you are eligible, you may also be eligible for, I'm not sure, working holiday visa. Not for Americans. No. We also,
there are certain countries.
Yeah.
I think there may be another visa.
General skilled migration could be one way you could come to Australia. So if you want to discuss your profile in detail with us, you can ask your brother who is in Australia to book appointment with us. You can also join that consultation through Zoom, and we will be happy to assess your circumstances and provide you best possible advice going forward.
So let's answer Amrit
student visa
Amrit question. Student visa ART processing time.
Look, Amrit, student visa ਦੇ ART processing time ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਫਾਈਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਜੁਲਾਈ ਅਗਸਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਸੀ 2023 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਖੁੱਲ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਅਗਸਤ ਸਤੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
2 ਸਾਲ
ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ 2 ਸਾਲ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮਤ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ। Okay.
Gil 13, Australia to USA, we don't have any idea about.
We don't deal in USA visas, guys.
We only
this
do
is the
Australian
area which
visas.
we haven't yet
visas.
explored. We are too busy in making Australian dream come true, so we are not doing visas for USA at this moment. But yeah, you never know, in future we may change our services. Ganesh Adhikari.
I'm currently working as an auditor in UAE. Can I migrate to Australia for work? What is the easiest path? Ganesh Adhikari, as an auditor. So you are
if you are an auditor in UAE, there is possibility of getting skills assessment as an external auditor, if you are external or internal auditor, and then apply for general skilled migration. You may be required to have very, very high points. That's one option. Another option could be employer sponsored visa. So you may be required to find an employer in Australia who sponsors you for employer sponsored visa,
Yes.
and then you make pathway to PR in future. Okay, guys, bring all the questions on YouTube.
But
Or
if you
on
have
Facebook.
if you have a superior English and have a solid experience, then you may get invited.
Possible.
It is possible, yes. Because recently we have done with our another client, so he's a marketing manager.
Yeah. By Ain is asking after graduate visa. So there was a question, very good question. The question is Shrestha. Shrestha is asking.
How long is the processing time for the 485 visa for a couple?
Look, 485 visa, they can come in 3 to 4 weeks, and some of them.
But if
are
you are in
within few
university,
weeks.
it may come in maybe same day or maybe in next
in a week or so.
in a week. Yeah.
All right. So there was a person asking was notifications that do we need to show financial docs from 408 visa to 500? So whether you need to show financial documents or not, that depends upon your institution where you are going to be admitted and from where you provide the confirmation of enrollment. So some institutions they require have their own level 2. So according to the country of passport and the institution, if you are in level 2, then you are required to provide a financial statement or bank statement to support your student visa application. But if you're going for level 1, then you may not be. But remember, institutions may have their own requirements of funds before
Yes,
giving
when you are
COA.
getting admitted into the university.
Guys, if you have any questions related to student visa or 485 visa, you can simply WhatsApp us on this number. Okay. In 485 visa, depending upon what your circumstances are, we can give you quote. If you're happy, we can take on your work. No issues with that. And if you do 485 visa with us, you also get one free consultation for PR directly with me, which is itself worth $165. So we are here to help. You need to help yourself by connecting with us. If you want to discuss your student visa case, again send us a message on WhatsApp, and our team will get in touch with you. Okay. What about coffee with you, mate? Yeah, Jatinder, please come on. We can have coffee. I think that's Jatinder.
Jatinder, I'm not sure. So it's just what's your phone? Acha.
I can see from me. Check it. I think it is Jatinder. Is that you, Jatinder? Okay. So
Your friend?
yeah. Sitoton is asking, can you use visitor visa in New Zealand to look for job with accredited employer?
Vinod Veera has rahe.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So can you use visitor visa? So first of all, we don't deal in New Zealand visas, so far, but we may have that facility available in next few months. Can you use a visitor visa to find employment? Generically, yes. You can use a visitor visa and go and meet employers for employer sponsored visa. There's no harm in that.
Yes.
But remember one thing, because visitor visa does not have work rights, unless your employer sponsored visa is granted, you won't be able to or allowed to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Edwina David, hi Mohinder. So have you answered that?
No.
Hi Mohinder, with 491, can you work in a different job from the one that you got skills assessment? So
okay.
Edwina, have you got invite from any state?
Yep. Okay. So let her answer that, and while we are waiting for her follow-up question, I would touch on that matter. In terms of 491 visa, remember 491 visa is a state-sponsored visa where state nominates you for visa application with the Department of Home Affairs. Now, all the criteria that you're required to meet for subclass 491 visa is at the time of invitation criteria. So at the time of invitation from skill select, whatever you have mentioned to the state, you would be required to justify there, whether you have claimed points for your work experience. Generally, people are not required to show the evidence of employment that you used to get a state nomination application, because that's the whole purpose. So you supply all those documents to the state, and when you get invited to the Department of Home Affairs, you need to justify how many points you have claimed in EOI and how do you justify those points with the help of your documents and evidence, in addition to other criteria such as health, character, and all those other criteria. So it doesn't really matter after you have been invited and after you have lodged your visa application. It doesn't really matter what occupation you're working in, whether it is related to the same occupation in which you had skills assessment and state invited you, or it could be different as well.
Yes, Arvina. So if you are already on a 491 visa, then you have to stick with your visa conditions. So you don't need to worry about the working things.
Okay, so I have a question on Nitish. I am so sorry, I missed your question somehow. Sir, is a diploma to degree program good for me? 2024 pass out arts stream. So Nitish, if you are in India, okay, if you are getting admission into diploma to degree program, I think if you're a 2024 pass out, if you wait too long, you may increase the gap. Just bear in mind, diploma to degree program, if you're coming to Australia, you will not be able to change course in Australia after arrival and after you have completed at least 6 months in the primary course. So we are getting lots of inquiries these days from international students who came to Australia to study diploma to degree. So in that case, when you have a diploma to degree program, when you come to Australia, you can't change your course lawfully until you have spent 6 months in your primary course, and your
Even
primary course is
there is
degree.
no possibility to change. After it is possible after completing 6 months. Nowadays, it is not possible nowadays.
I think I have heard a couple of people. They may be RTUs who are not doing the right thing. They may be using some loopholes in the system to change the course, but I think those students would be in big trouble in coming few months. When you receive notice of intention to consider cancellation, there's no way you can fix that. If you do so, don't mess up with the Department of Home Affairs. Do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Nitish, I have answered your question. Guys, if you want all our questions answered, please head to our YouTube channel.
So Nitish,
so we can also share.
To conclude, we can say that if you can opt for a direct bachelor's degree, that's better.
If there's
go
any
for direct
possibility,
bachelor's, not like diploma to degree. Just go for the degree.
Bachelor's degree directly, that'll be highly recommended. But remember, if you're looking for visa from India, then it may not always be possible for you to
have a direct bachelor.
So weigh your options. If you get offer letter and if your agent is confident,
normally what happens? Why they do the diploma to degree pathway? So because you may have less band scores in IELTS, so it is better to go for another exam of English instead of doing this diploma to degree pathway.
There could be other options as well. Remember, the agents. Sorry guys, I'm trying to fix my wire as well. So the agents who assist you also have some limitations in terms of the access to different universities and colleges. So sometimes they prefer to send you into the university or college where they
have access. So according to their access, they usually do those paths.
So if you don't have access, if they don't have access to something else, other college, then they would give you only the specific college or university. Okay, please hold on for a minute. Sure. Let me fix my wire first. So just in case.
Let me answer some questions over the TikTok. So graduate masters of accounting and planning to lodge TR for 2 years. So which course is the best to study now? So Suresh Gyawal, so are you thinking to study something on your TR, or you want to extend your student visa? Please let us know. And it is better to book an appointment with Mr. Mohinder, so he will make you a full path. Maybe he can give you a full letter of advice that what to do at what time. So it is better to do that. So because 2 years are not as enough time to do something. So if you are graduate from a regional area, then maybe a graduate entry may be an option. So there are multiple options, but it depends upon your capability and your strength, that what you want to do and what is your English score.
All right, guys, let's continue. just trying to fix my, because I know my device is about to die because of battery. So just trying to put a additional code if I may. All right.
No, it is better.
Slightly better. Finally, we are here. All right, guys, continue asking questions.
This is good.
Here we go.
Just make it trust. Okay.
All right. If you guys are able to hear us properly, I hope you are. Please give me a thumbs up because I've just.
Let me check the Suresh levels. Suresh, I have answered your question. So, Master Glad can 1 Masters in cybersecurity. Does it lead to TR because I'm in my last semester? Please advise. Yes, you will get TR after your masters.
So if your master's degree is more than is at least
so is
2
it,
years?
Yeah. So yeah, generally it is 92 weeks.
92 weeks.
And
yes.
16 calendar months. I think most of the masters are of 2 years. I think especially the IT.
Yeah. Although you could find master's degrees, they are less than 2 years, but you got to understand.
If someone get the credit from somewhere,
Not only that, there are masters which would be just 1.5 years. But generally, universities don't accept international students in those courses unless they. Generally, most of the universities have like 2 years master's degrees.
So, Kalu, I have 3 years work experience, but VETA says count just 1 year because of not relevant. Can I still apply 186? Sir, can you please answer? It is for you. I don't have any idea, Kalu. So, Mohinder sir will answer that question.
So, which one was it?
So, I have 3 years of work experience, but VETA says count just 1 year because of not relevant. Can I still apply 186?
So, if it is not relevant, how would you justify 3 years work experience requirements?
I think it is in a trade.
If it is not relevant, and if it is trade occupation, I'm not sure what kind of scenario you have, but you can only claim work experience for 186 visa if you have 3 years of full-time work experience or part-time equivalent after the minimum qualification that is required from as per ANSCO. So if you say, for example, if you are a chef, so ANSCO requires a diploma level qualification for a chef. So after diploma, if you have 3 years of full-time work experience, you qualify in books. But a lot of people are getting 186s even after they have completed work experience after their certificate 4, which is fine because most people have that diploma level qualification. But if you are going for 186,
some of the people, I have seen that in some of the colleges they have only certificate 3 and certificate 4, not the diploma. But they just extended the course, and maybe it depends upon transcript that what have you studied.
No, so basically when we look at ANSCO definition, for a person to be chef, they require at least diploma or associate degree or higher qualification. So diploma, advanced diploma are fine. But if you only have certificate 4, then technically you are not equivalent to ANSCO. So you can go for a cook. Yeah, and that is one of the reasons there were some refusals in the past. Not ours, because I don't take any risk, but some other agents where people shared their applicants' visa application was refused because of not meeting the ANSCO requirements for that particular occupation. Okay.
So, Carlo, I did IT and I'm applying for a contract administrator.
Yeah. So it all comes down to those jobs and duties. If your jobs and duties does not match, and if it is not at the relevant skill level, then you're taking a big risk. So I would not take that risk getting refusal for 186. I would rather go for 482, and after a couple of years, I'll go for 186 DRT. Okay. Guys, we want all of you guys to help us in double tapping the screen. We are here to help you answering your questions. If you have any question that requires us to share screen with you, you can simply bring those questions on YouTube and on Facebook. And if your questions are a bit too complex, you can also send me a message on WhatsApp. But WhatsApp messages are only answered if that message comes from Australian number starting with +61. Okay, let's help me in double tapping the screen and continue asking the question. State of allocation is proving to be anxiety when we can expect. So username 001 states also want that information from the Department of Home Affairs as badly as anyone else wants it, because the states also have requirements and pushback from employers within the state who are looking for people and who are actually contacting the state to open it and give nominations. So this whole system is related to each other. You got to understand one thing: it is just not only you that you need the state nomination badly. The states also need you badly too, if you are highly skilled and if you are productive for the economy. So as bad as you are looking for state nomination numbers, the similar way states are also looking for those numbers from Department of Home Affairs. And how long that can take, I really cannot say. If it would just be a wild guess if I say so. But I think we are coming. We are almost midway in August. 1 and 6 weeks has already been gone since the end of the last financial year. It should be coming anytime soon. And remember, even if those allocations don't come, the department may just send just a single news that the state allocation will stay the same. But there are certain states such as Queensland who would be vouching for larger and bigger numbers this time, given that last year they only had 600 and 600 for 491 and 190. So don't expect the state nomination to change by large this financial year. It may stay more or less the same.
Another state's number.
So rather than worrying about the state nomination, I would rather worry about increasing my English score.
Yeah.
And if you're already employed, probably finding a better employment where your salary is increasing, no matter where you are. And also, if you think that other state could be better for you, probably talking to a migration agent and probably deciding and making decision on your relocation if you want to do so. Okay, so that those things that you can do now. Remember, guys, we can only change what is in our hands. We cannot change that is not in our hands. So rules and regulations, they are not in our hands. They are in Department of Home Affairs hands. Now you got to play smart. How you place yourself in a situation where you are able to get a nomination from the state. So this is entirely that requires a lot of study, a lot of understanding of rules and regulations and how things work in Australia, where the economy is going. So there are lots of things to consider when we counsel our clients. We give them full-fledged evidence, and so that they can make informed decision. Okay. So basically, same thing, Carlo. Answer to your question does not change because you did not have a relevant qualification. So as per ENSCO, they deducted those 3 years of work experience to make you equivalent to Australian qualification in the nominated occupation. So you can't claim that work experience for 186. It can be a big risk factor for 186 refusal. Okay, the policy is very, very clear on that. Guys, if you have not, Perth to New Zealand is asking, hello, bhai, what is your nomination fee? Consultation fee. Consultation charges are $165, and you will directly talk to me. Our consultation run for like 30 to 45 minutes, followed up by a formal letter of advice and 3 follow-up emails as well. Remember, guys, we are here to change lives. We are not only here to make money. Money will come as long as we change more lives. So this is our motto at Endeavour Education and Migration Services. Carlo, I think I answered your question. Jurmin is asking, I am in final semester and suspended due to academic misconduct. What's the way forward? So Jurmin, I'm not sure how bad the academic misconduct is. If it is just a copying and stuff, try to solve it within the university. Probably redo the course and redo the appointment, redo your assignments and stuff. And if your course does not finish on time, you may have to lodge another student visa to finish your course, and we can definitely assist you. Make sure you don't make the same mistake. Remember, guys, everyone in this world makes mistakes, but if you don't learn from the mistakes, that's where the big problem is. So if you have been caught up in academic misconduct, don't do it any further. Make sure you do the right thing, because it is the right thing to do. So if you you are not able to finish your course within the time, then you can lodge another student visa and finish the course. Student visa extension generally does not is not a big problem. Most people get it. Carlo, you already applied for 186. Is there anything I can do? Look, is there anything I can do? Absolutely, there are many things that you can do. I'm not sure who applied for your 186. First of all, you go to understand. You go to understand who applied for your 186. Is that a registered migration agent? If that person was a registered migration agent, he or she should not have done that mistake. What can you do? What option you can have? You can book appointment with me. Then I can understand your scenario and see what we can do for you. Okay. Please head to our website mentioned here, www.ems.com.au. And for those who are watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, our website address is scrolling on the screen. You'll be able to see it there. Okay. Manish Suresh, how much do you charge for skills assessment? So generally, most skills assessment are around 11 to 1200 mark in professional charges. So depending upon if we if we do the whole GSM process, then we can do slightly better. But if you just say, Mohinder, how much is skills assessment, then we can give you price for skills assessment. So generally, we take most of the clients for the whole process, and we don't take all the money in advance. We only take money for the step that we are doing. So you're only paying for the thing that we are doing. There are lots of agents out there who ask for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in beginning when they are doing your GSM, but we don't, because we care for your money. We care for you, and we understand how difficult it is to make money in Australia, and especially save if you are an international student. Auden Dogger, what's appointment fee? So on Dogger, appointment fee is $165. You can book appointment directly from our website. Guys, we've been doing some changes in the website. So if you find any issues while you're booking consultation on the website, just let us know, because we can also manually book it. You can transfer the money in the account and manually book it for you if you're not able to book it through the website. Is okay to change the course after university suspend the student? Jurmin, we can address all the queries. Please send us a message on WhatsApp. Let me have education counselor to have a chat with you and see what we can do for you. There are always options. Remember, guys, keep this thing in mind. If you really want to find out, there are always options. There are always options. There are always choices to do. It is you who is going to decide which one is right. And this is why we are here. We are going to help you to make that right choice every time you need assistance. Someone was saying, I'm a doctor in Belgium. I think you were looking for... Okay, so let me give you a story about professional occupations such as doctors, nurses, and other professional occupations related to health field. Please bear in mind, Australia does not recognize qualifications in health related fields from offshore directly. Either you're required to do tests here or practical tests and first get registration, or you are required to do multiple other things, English, and sometimes there are entrance tests like NCLEX for nurses. For every occupation it is different, but in most occupations, especially health related, you're required to have some kind of Australian accreditation. So it is not directly possible. If you are a doctor in Belgium, you can't come to Australia directly and get your visas on the basis of your doctorate degree. But if you have some other work experience, there may be possibility to do so. Okay, Dr. Mansoor, sir, can you tell me about MPH admissions by MBBS will be complete in July 2026? Yes, so Dr. Mansoor Mamand, obviously for if you have done MBBS degree from offshore, Master of Public Health is a good option for studying in Australia. You are more likely to get admission as well as visa, subject to meeting other criteria such as funds requirements and things like that. So generally, it is easier to get masters in public health admission. Make sure you choose a good university. Don't go for cheaper university. Go for a good university. You could talk about Flinders in South Australia. You can talk about University of Sydney, Melbourne. Go for G8. There are high chances of visa grant as well. Ninda 40420. Hello G, I just texted you on WhatsApp. Could you please advise? Let me have a quick look. Guys, if you have not done so far, please add this number on your WhatsApp, the number which is scrolling on the screen. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, you can add this number on WhatsApp because we publish many information and stories on WhatsApp. Hello Minder Paji, my mother was on a subclass 870 visa before it expired. We applied for visitor visa, which was granted after 1.5 years due to medical delays for 25 days. I then reapplied for another visitor visa onshore, but it was refused because my mother had been in Australia for 165 days without leaving. Should I apply for AAT review? Please advise. So look, you do have a bit of situation here. You got to be careful about each option depending on what you want to achieve. It is a little bit of a complex scenario. I need to know more information. Balance of family test. Why do you need her here? How many family members you are? Their circumstances and things like that. So we can make that decision on the basis of that fact. So I would recommend please book appointment. For parents, I'm not sure how far she is from that age parent requirement, such as 67, current requirement 67. Balance of family test. Sometimes you have siblings in Australia, they don't have a permanent residency now, but they may have in future. So we can work out on the timeline. If you go for ART, you can easily get like 2.5 to 3 years. But in ART as well, they're not going to give you visa. The reason being, she has already used this tourist visa to stay in Australia for a long time, like 2165 days is like 5 or 6 or I think how many? 3, almost 5 years. So it is the case in ART is also going to be very, very weak in that connection. Someone has a question about child. I have a question regarding my child. She was born and raised in Australia. She's 3 years old. She was outside Australia for only 2 months. She has arthritis and it costs more than 120K for 10 years. Can she get 491 visa? Can she get 491 visa? Very good question. So I generally don't do health waivers, but depending upon the scenario, it could be possible. Okay. Depending upon many other things, it could be possible. So contributory parent बनाया है, age parent क्यों नहीं बनाया? Would have been much easier. Contributory parent 4044143 does not give you bridging visa. So you can withdraw that application. You can do age parent visa, or you can do 864. But she needs to be onshore and needs to have a valid visa. It would be highly recommended if she leaves the country and then come back again on tourist visa, and then you'll have options to do 864, or you have option to do 804. The purpose is to keep your mother in Australia if you meet the balance of family test. I think I can only answer this much over this chat. If you want to discuss with me in detail and make a plan, then you can please book appointment with me. All right. So guys, I am so sorry. There were a few questions that were missed. Okay, so there are certain rules, guys. Please do not post the same question again and again. If you want us to show you something on screen and share information on the screen as well, so please bring all your questions to YouTube or on Facebook. So we can share your screen, your questions, and it is easier for everyone to learn from it. Can applicant done onshore for offshore spouse? Can application done onshore for an offshore spouse which was rejected be appealed for 407 or 500? Can application done onshore for an offshore spouse which was rejected be applied for 407 or 500? So whether you have can be appealed. So your application, so the refusal letter will have, you need to read the refusal letter. So the refusal letter will have details whether that application can be challenged in ART or not in most cases. The thumb rule is, in most cases, even if the applicant is located offshore, but the application was lodged onshore and there was a nomination associated with that application, the department may give the rights to challenge the visa refusal, especially first nomination refusal and then the visa refusal in ART. But I don't think for 407 or 500 it is possible. Just have a look at your letter, refusal letter. That should have all the information in it. Okay, Manjot is back assisting me. What is the average fee for Sydney for MPH? Look, MPH could be around
National Public Health.
Around
So
30,
most
30.
of the level 8 universities have fees around 45,000 or maybe 55,000, 50,000. And if you see the level 2 another universities, I'm saying about the group paid. So group paid universities are having more than 50,000 fees, and the another universities have around 40,000, 45,000. And it depends on the whether if you are taking a health course, and the health courses have a little bit higher fees. And if you see the arts courses are around 40,000 approximately per year.
All right, guys, let's help us with the more tabs.
Community worker 95, 80 NSW 85 points, 190, 95. 491 community worker, visa expiry 20 October, chances. So NSW V&J Wamweer. So are you working as a community worker in New South Wales? Suman Chetri, ICT sport engineer, 3+ years of experience, but have 75 points. Any chance from Sydney?
Very limited, Suman. You know it. If you have, if you're ICT support engineer, 3+ years of work experience, I think at 75 points, we do not, you're not very competitive. You can look at employer-sponsored visa if you're currently employed.
So V&J Wamweer, so there are so many community workers, even are on higher points. So if there is any room that you can have a job in a regional area, then it may help you.
Master G is asking, hey, Endeavour as a partner to give 5 points, which English proficiency is required? Good question. So for partner to give points, 5 points for general skilled migration, you are required to have competent English. So you can use PTE, you can use IELTS, academic or even general. Yeah, you can do it.
6 each.
6 each.
IELTS 6 each. We can say that. When was VK background noise today? So yes, we have some background noise today. We know.
Is that too much? I'm not sure how bad the background noise is. Is that too much? Because we are not using a special mic today, that was somehow not working, and we have background noise because we have a classroom just next to our doors. Okay, so I've got a question from, I think that is from.
Let me check if it is.
Kripa Ben Sparks.
Can we check it now?
No.
No. Okay.
when can expect next invitation for 491 visa? So Kripa, Ben, Sparks, remember 491 visa is a state-based visa. The state's allocation has not been received yet. None of the states are offering any nominations so far. Once they receive the quota from Department of Home Affairs, then probably they will start and open their nomination program. So we just need to wait.
So Suman Chedri is saying I'm applying from it. If my wife works in aged care, can I claim 5 points from her skill assessment?
Very good question. So remember, guys, if you ask Chat GPT and if you ask how can we claim skills assessment points for your wife, Chat GPT is going to say even if you have if your wife has an aged care worker.
Actually, I want to highlight something about the Chat GPT. Which Chat GPT is not a relevant source to check whether you are eligible for any visa of Australia or not. Okay, so just go to the Department of Home Affairs website and search. Just check through that. Okay.
Suri W, I am an ECT and have 75 points through for 189. Do I have chance of getting invited in Victoria? I don't think for 75 points are competitive under current circumstances for 189. But if you have 75 points for 189, you may have probably 80 points for 190. And in Victoria, depending whether you have superior English or not, and your spouse, if you have any, is skilled and have competent English or not, on the basis of that, you may get 190. If not, if your visa is running out, I would cut to the chase. I would recommend you to move to regional Victoria with full-time job in hand and target 491. Just cut to the chase, target 491, secure one visa, then increase your points while 491 is in process. You can get invited for 189 as well, or even 190. You never know. So we need to plan
Somil
it.
Kurani, sir, how much is IO fee for Tasmania 190 UA and ROI and visa altogether? Sir, can you please answer this? How much is the fee?
So first of all, I'm going to please hold on that question. I'm going to answer this question, I think, on YouTube. Sanjeev Agarwal, can I apply 186 on 46 months experience? So 46 months experience, how much is Bharat and Chatti?
8 is closer to 4 years.
4 years. So if you have that work experience after your relevant qualification, then yes, 3 years, you meet 3 years requirements. Okay, but if you don't have relevant qualification, we have to check ANSCO. What is the minimum level of experience required to make you equivalent to the relevant qualification, and that experience will be deducted, and you require, work experience on top of that. Okay, so remember, these employer-sponsored visas are very complex. Please make sure you take professional help. And if your agent, you think
from professional agent,
professional agent as well.
Professional help is also obviously they have to take professional help as I know about the employer-sponsored visas. Even I'm working with you, even help. Still I have no idea about
from an agent who does many of them. Number one, and from the agent who is proactive, who does the research for you, and also quotes the proper sources, provides you proper information, letter of advice. So if anything goes wrong in future, you have that backing from the migration agent. It's not about just paying money, it's about lives. So we take it really seriously. Sanjeev Agarwal, I have 85 for management accountant. Any chance for 189? Look, management accountant, very limited chances. First, the number of invites for 189 may not be that big in accounting occupation, not in high priority. And second, you may easily find accountants at 85 or 90 or even higher points. Sidhu is asking chances of 190 at 70 or 491 at 80, welfare community worker in Perth. Sidhu, I think Western Australia generally Western Australia post their cutoff points for different occupations. You can check on their website. The chances seem to be very limited with those limited points.
But I think if you target just the 491, I think you can get the invite. Because I have seen there are so many invites for the 491.
I think Western Australia had.
But if you are working and if you are a Western Australian graduate, then you have a higher chances as compared to other people.
They generally post their cutoffs. I'm more interested in their cutoffs. Generally, they post their cutoffs.
So
I don't have that data now, but I'm pretty sure they post their cutoffs somewhere on their website.
sir, can you please answer that cost question from Somit Kurani?
Um, so how much her charges for 190? The general skill migration can range anything between 3,500 to 4,500, step by step.
And we
you
charge
know,
step by step. We are
yeah,
not
we
taking
don't
like a
charge the
whole
whole money in
amount
one
in a
go.
one go. So if we do your ROI, so we separate that for to like 3,500 to 4,500
in different
into
steps.
separate
Steps.
Yeah. So we charge
So
it
just a
accordingly.
rough
So this is a rough
approximate figure
estimate. So it
from
depends upon your
3,500
work.
to
And then,
4,500.
so 68 graduate visa is expiring in May 2025. May 2025.
I think 2026 that should be.
Will I get invited for 189? I have 75 points. I'm social worker.
Social worker, high chances. Also explore options for general skilled migration through state visa program 190 and 491. So
I think
not sure.
75 points are higher points. As
So
if
75
we say
are
about a
fine.
social worker. Yeah.
Let me check. But there would be some people at 80 as well.
Yeah, 2026.
Guys, if you're watching
So
a live,
68. If there is any chance to increase your points, please do that. So
if you,
by doing Nati or any other thing.
remember, guys, if you are an international student looking for Australian visa in general skill migration, never stop working for your points. Okay, never ever until you get 189, 190 invitation. Don't stop working for your points. So if you come to live show on I think Facebook or on Google, I can share screen with you here, Facebook as well as Google, wherever you can. So at this as of today, you can see we have more than 1,000 social workers who have their EY for 189.
189. There may be some people who have maybe
at 75 or higher points. You're looking at least how many? Roughly 600.
Yeah, we can say.
Yeah, 600 people at 75 or higher points. We have 600 people. Even if some of EUIs are duplicate, unless the department invites like 400 or 500 people, not everyone with 75 points will be invited.
Yeah, even with the.
But just having 5 extra points can bring you
can increase your chances.
Top like 270 or 80 people.
Yep.
Jonathan, do you do refugee visas? Yes, we do refugee visas only if there are genuine claims for seeking asylum in Australia. So if you have genuine claims, if you have fear of persecution, fear for your life in your home country due to any reasons, could be because of any reasons, and if you have enough evidence, we can assist you with the refugee visa. But if you don't have genuine claims, and if you're trying to buy time by lodging a refugee visa, not a good idea, my friend.
So Sitotan, so as per your previous comments, as per your previous question, you were saying that I think your partner is on student visa and you want to apply for yours visa from Kenya. So the answer is, so we can help you in your subsequent student visa, but that is a little bit tricky. So we have to provide them like a whole financial capacity. Even your wife or maybe your partner is studying in a university, but if your wife is closer to completion of the study, then we can apply 485 visa for your wife first, then we can apply subsequent entrant for your wife.
Absolutely. So
this is a better way to
as Manjot has explained, and I think I've spoken in a couple of my other videos as well. If you are an international student in Australia, you have your spouse, your girlfriend, or your partner, or your wife back home in a home country, unless they have a very, very strong profile, very strong job, unless they have stronger family ties to home country, it is difficult to get student visa, because if you apply for a student visa, the genuine temporary entrant criteria or genuine student criteria applies to subsequent entrant, and that is the reason most applications would be refused. However, if you apply for if your partner completes your study in Australia, they apply for 485 visa, subclass 485 visa, or graduate visa. um, your partner can apply for subsequent entrant graduate visa after the primary applicant's visa is granted, and that visa is a work visa, does not have any GT criteria. The chances of getting that grant are almost 100% in most cases, as long as the relationship evidence are there. Okay. What is the chances of ECT in New South Wales? Job is must. Job is going to be really the deciding factor, because it opens up your pathways for 190 as well as 491. We are still waiting for new criteria for new financial year, and we will have that information hopefully in next few weeks.
ਭਾਜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੈ ਚਾਈਨਾ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ? ਚੱਲੇ ਵੀਰੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਚਾਈਨਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਕੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਤੇ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਵੀ, ਜੇਕਰ ਉਹ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਦੀ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਓਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਤੇ ਵਰਕ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਤੇ।
So again, a question: if I increase my points from 75 to 85, would you have better chances of 189? Absolutely, because now if you increase your points from 75 to 85, you'll be sitting on at least in top 105 or 100, and so yeah, top 105 or 110 people. So you should get invited.
So you will be on the top, then you may have a higher chances to get invited in next round. Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's double tap the screen. For now, just stop the questions. I want to ask all of you, please type in the comment box the name of your city and country if you're not located in Australia, and your city name if you're located in Australia. I always do this little bit of housekeeping to know
from
where we are hitting, and from where people are watching a live show. And also, please do not post any question for now. Also, I request everyone who is new to my live show, if you guys are watching our live show for the first time, please hit that follow button right now so you don't miss any live shows in future. My company details are here, mentioned here. If you're on Facebook and on Google, you can see those details scrolling on the screen. And we deal in most of the Australian visas, including student 485s, general skilled migration 189, 491, 190, employer sponsored visa, starting from training visa to subclass 482 to 494, 186, Dharma labor agreements, partner visas, ART reviews, subclass 461s, parent visas. So we do it all. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss your profile with us or with me, you can simply head to my website at www.eems.com.au and book appointment. Our consultation charges are $165. What you get in those $165? So first of all, you get half an hour to 45 minutes to discuss your profile with me, and that is followed by generally a letter of advice, formal letter of advice, and then I also answer 3 follow-up emails even after the consultation to address any questions you have. And when you sign up with us for any of the services in future, those $165 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. So you're going to get value for every single cent. We understand for you to get permanent residency in Australia, it is all about time. You got to connect with the right person at the right time. So we believe in honest, ethical, professional migration advice, and we are here to help. But first, you need to help yourself. Okay, I'm going to answer this Jonathan's question. You are in Uganda. You're saying you have an employer in Australia, but you want to apply for a refugee visa. So if you apply for refugee visa, you can't work in Australia with that employer, because employer sponsored visa is altogether a different ball game. So if you're looking at employer sponsored visa, if you have employer who is located in Australia, that employer is willing to sponsor you, and if they have a genuine position in their business, and you if you meet the criteria, then you can ask your employer to book appointment with us, so we can first run the employer through the eligibility criteria, and then also at the same time assess you as an applicant for employer sponsored visa and see if it is possible and if it is doable. If it is so, then we can help you with the process.
Guri Singh Aujale bhai, the question है जी, कहते if I apply for 482 as a chef, is that mandatory that the workplace should have a kitchen hand? ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਪਏ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਯਾਰ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਚਨ ਹੈਂਡ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕभी ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ? ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ?
Yeah. Just give us a second, guys.
So Guri Singh Aujala, please give us a time.
All right. So Guri, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਹੈ. Okay, guys, apologies that I have to speak in Punjabi, but Guri ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਬੜਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ. So employer sponsored visa ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦ ਆਪਾਂ nomination application ਪਾਉਂਦੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ, that is known as genuine position. So in the business where you're applying for nomination as a chef, genuine position must be demonstrated. So genuine position for a chef would only be justified if there are at least 3-4 people working in the kitchen. That could be kitchen hand, that could be probably 1 or 2 could be cooks, and 1 chef. But if you are saying in the whole kitchen there is only just 1 person would be working as a chef and have no cooks under or even kitchen hands under, it really puts a big question on the genuine position. On top of that, they also look at where the place is located, what is the turnover of the business, what is their presence on social media, how good their website looks like, how strong their menu is, complex their menu is, how many tables they have, whether they have whether they have accreditation from the local council to run a dine-in restaurant. So there are multiple different things that we need to justify when you are applying for nomination for 186 or 482 as a chef. Okay, make sure you choose an agent who is honest, ethical, and who is not taking any money from anywhere just to fit you anywhere. Okay, that's very, very important. So I've given you a little bit of information. I hope that will help you.
So Monica Aya, so you were saying that you want to transfer to UTAS, I think, from MTech in a Master of Public Health. If you need my help, then you
send us a message.
You can send me a message, please.
On WhatsApp. Which message? For WhatsApp, you can send us a message on WhatsApp on the numbers that is scrolling on the screen if you're on Facebook and YouTube. And for TikTok followers,
I will help you to get admission in UTAS.
Can ART on 407 can apply for 491 and 190? Good question. Can you apply? Yes, absolutely. You can apply as long as you meet the criteria. There are certain hitches, but it is doable. Refusal for 407, if that refusal is challenged in ART, you get time, you buy time. And during that time, if you get invited for 499 and 190, depending upon the state's criteria, then you can definitely lodge onshore application, because section 48 bar does not apply as per the current regulation for 491 and 190.
So Ranjit Khatri Karki, to get 5 PR point as an ECT, do we need to have an NASA accreditation? So how you want to claim 5 PR point?
So if he,
I think you are saying about the qualification, like according to the qualification you want to claim.
I think he's talking of work experience. You can only claim points for 5 points for work experience if
you have a 20 hours
minimum 20 hours of per week work for
work
at least
experience.
52 weeks at the appropriate skill level, in this case ECT, early childhood teacher. Do you need any essays accreditation? For if you are claiming 5 points for work, you are required to work as ECT, and to work as ECT you are required to have a registration in that particular state. So indirectly, yes, if NESA is actually the registering authority for early childhood teachers in that particular location or state. I hope that helps. Someone is saying, how do I search which employers sponsor any online link? So employers who have SBS, they do have information in the Department of Home Affairs. Employers, it is also easy to find employers who has HK labor agreement. But apart from that, there's no, but whether those employers still have those are they still employing people, it is really difficult to find. Okay, it is not easy job to find employer sponsored visa, unless in the most of the applications that we do for employer sponsored visas,
they're already employed
either already employed, or they have some of their relatives or friends employed there, and they actually introduce the nominee with the employer.
And some of the people have like higher skills, so when they approach the employers, and the employer is also looking for that special employee who have those higher skills. So that match will create an employer sponsorship.
Absolutely, yeah. Manish Sareshta, hi, what is the probability of getting invitation for 189 for motor mechanic on 70 or 80 points? I think it is a kind of impossible. I really don't want to break your heart, but I don't think it is possible.
Okay, so Manish Sresht, if you have 100 points around, then you may get chance to get invited as a motor mechanic.
D Goma is asking, direct 186 visa under DAMA, what is the requirement, please, when you have employer to sponsor?
D Goma.
So D Goma, when do you have employer to sponsor? Look, unfortunately, these employer sponsored visas, including DAMA, under DAMA labor agreement stream, they are very complex. It is difficult for me to answer like deep questions related, because the answer to that question may vary from DAMA to DAMA,
and case to
case, location to location, and probably occupation to occupation. Okay, so these cases are way too complex to be answered on this. So if you have any specific question, please make a list of those questions, head to my website, book appointment from there, and then bring those questions in the Zoom or face-to-face consultation. ਵੈਲਡਰ ਨੂੰ 199 ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤੇ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ, ਥੋੜੇ ਅਕੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ 70 75 ਤੇ ਹੋਗਾ ਵੈਲਡਰ ਤਾਂ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ। ਲੈਟ ਮੀ ਚੈੱਕ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ। Welder first class no, if you are able to come on YouTube, I can show you my screen there.
ਹਨੀ ਟੀਨ ਸੇ ਵੀਰੇ 70 ਪੁਆਇੰਟਾਂ ਤੇ ਵੈਲਡਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ, ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 70 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਹੈ।
ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੈਲਡਰ ਫਸਟ ਕਲਾਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ, that was invited at 70 points in the latest round.
ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਆਪਦੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚਾਂਸ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ।
ਵੈਲਡਰ ਦਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ। and also let me check how many people are waiting. ਵੈਲਡਰ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ, because it is difficult to get skills assessment.
Even in welder first class, it is a different
welder first class.
Just leave it as a welder. Yeah. So this is the one. Yeah.
So welder first class, at the moment we are looking at 350 EOIs
in total.
Yeah, in total. So I think welders ਨੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ 50 60 ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਮਿਲੂਗੇ 189 ਵਾਸਤੇ।
ਬਸ ਜੇ 70 ਤੋਂ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ
ਚਾਂਸਸ ਹੈਗੇ।
there are high chances. Yeah, if you have 75 points, then I have chance. So 60 when I put EOI no invite yet, and if the visa is expiring soon, then what's
if your visa is expiring soon, employer sponsored visa, go for it, because even if you go for employer sponsored, is that the same question?
Yeah, she's
a welder one.
No. No. That was on from the different
So
person.
which question was it?
The EUI one.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying about the EUI or about the welder? Honey,
welder is आपका जवाब दे
already
देना.
done. So 68.
68. When
Social worker, 70 with 70 or 75 points.
If your visa runs out,
I think your visa is expiring in May 2026.
Who that is?
68.
Okay. So May 2026, I think you still have time because you will be at least undergoing 2 189 rounds, if not more, by that time. Increase your points, you have high chances. Depending upon the state you're located, we have like Pathway 1 in regional New South Wales, direct state nomination application for 491. That is also a possibility, where, depending upon where you're located. Move to Tasmania can also be fruitful if you find a full-time job there. And anywhere you move to regional area, you can target 491 and 190 as well. So for example, in Victoria, if you're working in regional area, you are not required to have any specific there's no specific residency requirements in Victoria. This has been the same for last few years. I hope that doesn't change in future, but you could have a number of options. Remember guys, if you are sitting in your comfort zone at the moment and hoping in your dreams that you are going to get invited, remember, life
It may not
does
possible.
not give you anything if you actually make efforts. There are certain lucky people who can get invited even without making much efforts, but how many of them? One, two, three? I'm not sure how many, but
We
most
can say
people,
two out of 10.
yeah,
But-
maybe 1 or 2 out of
Yeah,
10, but
yeah.
most people have to actually work their butt hard to get that invite. So by getting 79 plus in PTE,
So we have to make
increasing
strategy.
points,
Yeah. So
moving to regional area, having a right strategy, being proactive, looking into. I know, what I notice nowadays, probably since the arrival of ChatGPT, social media was always there. But what happens, because there's a lot of information around these days. Mohinder is speaking something else, another agent is talking something else. There are many other agents who are saying we have 20 years or 15 years of experience in this occupation, and people are just confused. Remember guys, one thing is pretty clear: you cannot sail two boats. Okay, sail only one boat. There are high chances you'll get through. But if you are taking some information from here, some information from other source, some information from third person, some information from friends, family, you get nowhere, because now you have a khichdi in your mind. You have absolute mess in your mind, what to do, where to go. So first of all, before deciding an agent, make sure they are knowledgeable, they are professional, and they are the ones who can help you. Then stick to that person, unless they don't provide you the support that you need and they don't answer your question and phone calls. Once you sign up with an agent, it is their duty to answer all the questions. Okay, we charge money, and that's why we give you that service, as simple as that. So if you first decide whom you want to go with, and then stick to the advice and make necessary changes when required, that's the absolute recipe for success. If you trying to get 491, 190, 189 or employer sponsor visa, you need a plan, you need knowledge, plan. You need to understand what's going around and what is coming up. Only then you can get to where you want to.
So Virik 186 visa experience is counted after Cert 3 or diploma.
Generally from after diploma, but we have cases where diploma was also studied during some work experience. That's fine as well, but make sure you have diploma level qualification. Justice Sidhu, sir, now I'm on ART before 482 in Dama. I will have to country out. Absolutely, you have to be country out because you can't lodge 482 application on shore. Okay, Justice Sidhu, je ਚਾਹੀਦੀ help ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ help ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. We do lots of Damas and all that. So there is a question that has come from okay, so there's a question that has come from Mr. Tej Prasad from I think from Nepal. Now you're asking, you're about to finish your bachelor's degree, you want to come to Australia to study master's degree. Great plan, no issues. What do you need to know, especially the funds? So let me give you some information about the financial capacity that you require to show to meet genuine students' requirements for Australia. So if you're coming to university, how do we calculate? So 1 year of living expenses, which is roughly $30,000, and 1 year of fee
Yeah,
of the
tuition fee.
university tuition fee, generally 35 to 40,000. So
we,
if I consider 40,
we can
then
say it would be around 85,000 Australian
yeah,
dollars.
roughly,
Equivalent to Australian.
yeah, roughly 75 to 80,000 Australian
Yeah.
dollars if you are a single
85
applicant.
Yeah, 75 to 80.
Yeah,
we can say
75 to
that.
80, just approximate. So you need to show those funds in your mother or father's account. It could be RD, it could be even education loan from the bank, it could be their savings. The funds can be shown by even your grandparents as well if they have savings. Anyone who shows funds also shows a relationship evidence to you, and also shows the origin of funds. So suppose if they have business, they also put all those documents as well. If they have job, they also put all those documents too. Funds are important factor when it comes to student visa. Okay, no matter where you are coming from, even if you go for a level 1 university, they would still require you to show funds at the level of admission. You may not require to show statement when you lodge visa application, but the university will check your funds.
So Tamanjot sir, Ian living and working in Tasmania, is it a good pathway for 190?
Absolutely, living and working in Victoria, Tasmania is a great pathway for 190. I'm not sure you're only working few like 20 hours or 25 hours depending on your visa, or you have full-time employment. If you have full-time employment, there's high chance of you getting invited for 190 from Tasmania. I submitted my skills assessment last week, so my EY is not in. I'm scared I'll miss out 189 round. Remember, guys, you can only do what is in your hands. You can't do that is not in your hands. So just wait for your outcome for the skills assessment, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Mr. Block is saying we are full. I respect your question, Mr. Block. Ash, what is current 186 process step for HKL labor agreement, and what's the time frame? 186 labor agreement. So labor agreement, HKL labor agreement can take up to 4 to 5 months, depending upon how proactive your employer is. Sometimes 3 months as well, because we do have union consultation and things like that. Get started. We do lots of labor agreements. So if you have your employer willing to sponsor you and they don't know where to start, you can simply pass on my details to your employer, and they can send me email. I can fix a Zoom call with them and then explain them the whole process. I have skills assessment after Cert 4 in 2 years back, but did diploma this year. So how my experience count? Look, I would say would be very tricky to go for 186 direct entry. You should consider 482.
Maybe 494?
Or 494 too, if you're in regional area. But 494 in standard stream requires 3 years of work experience. So same thing applies.
Yep, same thing applies.
But if it is under labor agreement, it
extra
has 1 year of
benefits.
work experience. King Ismail, how long 309 takes? It can take up to 2 years or sometimes even longer. Welder 70 points, New South Wales, any chances for 190 or 491? If you are a welder and if you are in regional area, if your visa is running out soon, target 491 directly, maybe quicker and easier. That's good, dear. If you have already applied for 482 visa, wonderful, no issues. And probably, look, Virk, if you have already applied for 482 visa, why don't you ask this question to your existing agent? That person should be able to help you with that question. This is what it hurts me. Okay, this is what
There are some people who have already an agent and they are just asking the
questions here.
questions to
That
the
means
other
you're
agent.
not confident on your
Right.
agent, number one, or you don't trust your agent, and that's just not the right thing. Because if that is the case, you shouldn't be with that agent.
Mm.
If that agent doesn't reply your question, then you shouldn't be with that agent. Simple as that.
You can email them.
You
They
can
will
email
answer.
them.
They
They
have their
should answer.
responsibility because even our clients generally what they do. So
They send us emails.
They send us an email.
We
so
answer
we
their
generally
questions.
answer their questions.
It is all about how you look after your clients. As simple as that. We don't take you as a number. We take you as a human being who has some inspiration, who has some aspiration to gain PR in Australia. They are here to get the right advice. We are here to do the right thing. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you loved our show. I'm going to end my stream on Facebook and on Google. I think there is one question from Arju Sana, retail pharmacist. She was asking about ROI.
Let me wrap up other things.
Yeah. So retail pharmacist, Arju, I am showing you the data on the screen. Look, as a retail pharmacist, there are so many people. I can't even tell you. It's such a big
Because
number.
people can get their skill assessment from their offshore degrees as well.
Yeah.
So this is
There are so many people as a retail pharmacist. I would say if you for 190 and 491, you'll be competitive with 100 and 101 100 and 105 points, or anything above 90, I would say. Okay. All the best, guys. Take care, and I